Libras, big energy is on the way, but I do not want you to compromise your integrity, your vision, your dreams for the sake of making others happy, okay? So, with Gemini season now upon us, a fellow air sign, this is really good news for you because there's going to be more energy, more of that air energy that's there to support you, your thoughts, your negotiations, your relationships. The one thing that was coming through when I was channeling is this figure on a swing, like a little child, and they were blowing bubbles. And it was so beautiful. It was this perfect day, sun, no clouds, pure bliss. And then someone else comes to sit next to you on the adjacent swing and they said, "Oh, can I blow some bubbles?" And you looked at them and said, "You can, but where are your bubbles? You're not just going to take my beautiful energy and create dreams in a different direction. If you want to come correct and merge our bubbles to make something beautiful, then that's fine. Otherwise, hit it." Kind of thing. It was like very sassy for a little child of just knowing what they want. But then it made sense to me because we have all this Aries energy in play, right? So we have Jupiter in Aries, and then Mars is going to ingress into Aries on May 24th. And so with Mars being the opposite sign of Libra, it can sometimes feel like it's something that we need or something that can help to balance us. And so Libra is all about this connection, all about the relationships, where Aries is about what they want, what's going to best serve them, which can be perceived as selfish, but it's knowing what you want, and then you have the energy and the resource to support those that you love. So all of that being said, you're not in a position, I believe, Libras, to just make allowances for others or for people just to come in and take all of your hard work, all of your love, all of your blessing, just take them for themselves just because they think that they should. I think it's you really standing firm in your boundaries, which I feel like has been a prominent theme. And if people can come correct and they have an even bigger vat of magical film to create bigger bubbles to play with you accordingly, then great. We love big bubbles. But if they're just coming up and doing the bare minimum, they probably don't deserve a seat at the swing set, okay? And then blue was coming through very strongly, just the color blue. Again, throat chakra, using your voice, so maybe adorning yourself with more blue crystals, being by water, whatever that could work, or like blue magic, like, the powder, the supplement that you can add to smoothies and such. And then also an earthworm came through, which was really cute for me. That kind of earthworm brings fertility in terms of soil and gardening, which is very on theme for us being in spring, moving into summer. The earthworm for me as well can also be a time of solitude or literally going underground. And I think that with Mercury finishing off its retrograde, it'll be stationing direct on the 3rd. If you need some time just to reevaluate, rethink, approach how you want to move in certain directions of your life, that would be a great idea, because the first card that came through, the Hermit with the World. So this is very on point with taking some time to rest, to come back to yourself, because there's about to be a massive expansion. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles with the High Priestess. So this really honestly seems like a bit of contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. So don't be surprised if it feels like you're moving a lot of energy right now. And I mean, in my opinion, these first 5 months of the year are leading us to really benevolent Gemini season, June, July, in terms of the way the planets are moving. A lot of the planets by the end of Gemini season are going to be in their home sign. Saturn's going to be in Aquarius, Mercury will be in Gemini, Venus will be in Taurus, Mars will be in Aries. Lots of energy to support us. So having that time alone at the beginning of Gemini season, very good. Also, the Hermit resonating with Virgo. So maybe there's a Virgo that you're connecting with, or that is really going to be able to take you to that next level, or that you want to grow and expand with. Great. This is going to be a good energy to help you, to help structure and support you. But I also don't want you just to play it small. That's a big energy for me coming with the Four of Pentacles, especially for those in business matters or going after their dreams or finances, or saying, I can't afford this. I wish I could do this or that. Whenever the High Priestess comes up for me, it's this overarching energy of the universe wanting to support you, wanting to move in and help you. But of course, we as humans have free will and autonomy. If we want to stay at our current level, if we want to block blessings, if we do not want to invest because of the fear of X, Y, and Z, that's one narrative that of course will play out the more energy we give it. But if we're just open to the support, to the love, for equal energy and love to come in, that we do not have to compromise ourselves, that we can stand firm in our boundaries and our desires to welcome in miracles, happiness, support, divine power and alignment, then that gets to be our new reality. So I really just want you to see perhaps where you're playing it small, where you keep doing things over and over and over again out of fear that blank of maybe judgment, failure, whatever that may be, so that we can move into a place of massive expansion and alignment, okay? Something else I want to say there. For some of you as well, just with the Hermit and the High Priestess, your spiritual discipline, your spiritual hygiene, really making sure that that is a priority. I'll talk to a lot of clients and I'll say, it doesn't have to be meditation, it doesn't have to be journaling, but there has to be, ideally, just to calm our mind, given that Libra is an air sign, Mercury is in retrograde, it's a good time to see where our thoughts are going, and if we're creating narratives that are true to ourselves, or if we're creating narratives out of fear that aren't actually in alignment, that are just holding us back and keeping us small and not wanting to move forward because we've already projected a narrative based out of anxiety and fear. And now we're living it because we've just given it so much stock. So if you need some time to work with a healer or get some energy work or get some body work done just to move this energy accordingly, I think that would be a very wise idea, especially in May, so that when we get to June, when all these planets are really starting to move into their home signs, it's just bing, bang, boom, okay? And don't be afraid to take some time to rest. I'm such a big proponent of that, but so many people want to level up and move. But once you get to that next level, it is a lot of work, especially those initial stages of that level. It's like when you move into a house or start a new job or start a new relationship. Even if it's a good amount of work and energy, there's still lots of work involved. So that next expansion, that next chapter is imminent. So take the time that you need to work through whatever patterns or cycles that are not serving you. That's a really big energy to the Hermit, Virgo energy of putting better resources, structures, routines, habits that are going to support you better, more efficiently moving forward. And that might even mean hiring a Virgo just to help you quite literally clean up your life in whatever area you need support in. Yes. And I think for some of you as well, that eclipse cycle maybe was really illuminating or really showcased a lot of things where you're like, oh, this cycle needs to end and this one needs to begin. Which doesn't mean that's not scary, even though you know the right direction, but that can also be where it's very clear what you need to do, but it might be a little scary to do that. And just know whenever the High Priestess comes in with a reading, you're protected, you're supported. Trust and lean on that faith whenever you need. I'm also seeing the image of a bear, like a grizzly bear, being very protective. So I think for those of you who are parents, business owners, have a very strong tie to a family member, you are going to be very protective of them. And that's kind of going back to our first message of just not allowing that to drain your energy or your dreams or what you're wanting to build. That's a beautiful notion. If you have the energy to do so, fantastic. It also, for me, could just be very protective of what you are creating, which can also go in alignment with the first channel download of you're not just going to let anyone take a seat at the table, at the swing set, whatever metaphor you want to use, okay? Also, the bear too is growling, like using its voice in a very Aries Martian way. So if you need to tell someone to go blank themselves, don't hold back. I think using this Mars and Aries energy to support you would be wise, okay? Queen of Swords, using your voice. I mean, we can't get much louder and clearer than that, right? So I know that Libras can sometimes fall into people pleasing or perfectionism or wanting everything to be balanced and not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings and avoid confrontation. But I don't really think that's going to be helping you. I think that if we're not going to stand in our voice, we're just going to be maybe more miserable, or this mourning period is going to take a lot longer to process these relationships or opportunities that are not serving us. And I think there can also be maybe a fear, and that can go back to that Four of Pentacles, that Maybe if I do stand in my voice, there's going to be something that I'm going to regret or something that I'm going to not want to. I don't want you to fear losing a relationship by using your voice and articulating what you want and what you desire. I think that that can be a fear for a lot of us, that when we finally state how we feel, that the other person is going to abandon us or is going to not take it very well. But instead, especially with all this Mercury retrograde energy, we don't have to have that narrative anymore. With the Page of Swords, it's new ways of communicating, new thoughts, new beliefs, new paradigms on how you are to use your voice. I mean, that's come through so strongly in the channel message with the swing set, with the bear, with the color blue, and now with the Page and Queen of Swords. It's going to be your greatest asset. And I mean, we're in Gemini season, in my opinion, the communicator of the zodiac. So the more that you can lean into your voice, the more powerful you'll become. The more powerful you become, the greater relationships, love, and opportunity you'll attract. Okay? Work. I think that's very clear and concise for this Gemini season. Okay? So there we have it. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you with a tip or a donation, it's always appreciated. I'll put the link to our PayPal in the description of this video. If you would like to book a one-on-one reading to go into these themes further, our availability on our website is now updated for May and June. Please note, after June 18th, our books are going to be closed probably until Virgo season. I have a few other projects I'm going to be giving all of my focus to. And with that being said, I have one spot open on my roster for a coaching client who wants more support and more time along their journey. So if long-term coaching accountability is something that you're interested in, you can leave us a message on our website under the Contact Us page, and we will be in touch with you there, okay? Thank you, Libras, for watching. Have a beautiful Gemini season, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.